We're back. Back from break.
Great. Jazz hands.
I like doing jazz hands with
Hello,
no
everyone.
expression on your face. It's very fun. Just like.
This is my villain era. I needed to have a cat pet.
Good. Good.
Oh no, I introduced a cat in the game, so a cat had to happen.
Cat.
True, true.
Metageeky says
Even-
Morgan
it's
has
even
gone
like a
full
white
evil
Excellent.
Well, he's
because
white
you're like
passing.
sitting there patting the cat. It's good.
Same. Same, bud. Same.
Excellent.
Aw.
He loves kisses. He's a big baby.
Do you want to share the picture of
Baby.
the fairy cat
Yeah.
that the party
It's just
encountered?
the most beautiful cat.
So for those who've never seen a Norwegian forest cat, they're these big, chunky, long furred cats that live wild in the
Pretty.
wintry forest in Norway. This
Gorgeous.
particular cat
They're Freya's
This
cats.
particular cat has a thick fur of a grayish black that looks almost like it's made of smoke. And then this particular picture has blue eyes, but the one you guys are seeing is like almost glowing green eyes. But that was the closest picture I could find.
Brings back so we can see the real cat. Such a
Credit
good
to
cat.
whoever put that picture on Google.
Look at that little cat's face.
Okay. So when we went to break, Morgan, you were considering what information you are trying to get out of Oogna during your encounters. And Oogna, you have managed, despite your infatuation,
And general dumbassery.
you have managed to hold on to your self-control. Now, that does not mean you're not going to give information. I want you to do whatever you think Oogna would say, but you're allowed to basically be like, oh, wait, I'm not supposed to talk about the sword, for example.
What
You
sword?
can not do that. Exactly. But
So?
and
Scene.
scene. Go.
Yeah, so like that demon summoning thing, that's pretty crazy. Does Bacchus do like a lot of that stuff?
Oh yeah, he's got a lot of weird friends. There's like the big fire guy. There's the big round dude who likes to sit on people. There's the water one. I hadn't seen the water one before. He was pretty scary.
Wild.
Yeah. He's
Do
a
you do
pretty good
magic
guy
stuff
though.
too?
What?
Do
Me?
you do
No.
magic stuff too?
No.
Raven, you're really quiet.
Oh. Let me up this here.
Maybe far from the mic for cat petting.
It's true, it's true.
Yeah. Oh no, I don't. I've never been good at magic. Some people just can't do it, and I'm one of them. So, except I kind of got new magic lately. I think. Like, look around to make sure nobody's. I think I got frog powers.
It's
Yeah.
like flaming.
No. Like I can talk to frogs. I can stick to walls like a frog, and I can jump real good. It's because I'm their queen.
Oh, were you like? Did you have like a crowning ceremony or?
Kind of, you can call it that. I beat up the old frog queen, and then I took her hat.
That
And
sounds
at
like
the time,
that would do it.
like Oogna openly wears a little like
Plastic.
tin, like
Yeah.
little tin, badly gilded crown.
It's so small, it looks like a barrette, but it's in there.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's neat. Neat talking to frogs. They're real nice folks.
Do they like have jobs?
Not
Or are they
really.
like commies?
No, they're like chill. They just want to like eat some flies, sit around, be nice and wet.
It's all right.
Yeah.
For
No, it's good
frogs.
times. It's good times.
Cool.
You're like real magic though, like super magic.
I can do some stuff.
It's real cool.
Yeah.
You got like big, and then you do like sparkle magic, and that's cool.
You gotta have a lot of different stuff in your pockets. That's for sure.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Trolman's a little bit magic, but I haven't seen him do like sparkles like you do.
Hmm. That. Yeah, he's like glowing though. He'll
Oh
do
yeah.
like some glowy stuff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like kind of like it's not a paladin.
No,
Um.
he does lots of gods. Like all the
Oh,
gods.
okay. That makes sense. Yeah.
I like the way you put that. He does lots of gods.
Not wrong.
That was not wrong.
Yeah, he like is he just like worship a lot of different people or something?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Maybe not as much lately. He used to have like a whole bunch of gods, but I think now maybe there's just one.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know a lot about the god stuff anyway.
Gods are all right.
Yeah.
They can be helpful, but they got their own shit going on.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
relying on one or two too heavily, you can get pulled into their drama.
My uncle Sal always said though that you don't wanna get into God's attention too much. It's bad if they pay too much attention to you. So I try to keep it
Mm-hmm.
on the DL, you know.
Oh, do you like secretly worship somebody?
Uh, there's like God of the pits.
The pits?
Yeah, I'm a pit fighter.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes
Yeah.
sense. Yeah.
In Mud Hollow, we tend to there's like a dwarven god of fighting that we try to pray to before matches. But like I'm not like serious about it or anything. Just it's good luck.
Okay. Okay.
At that point, Morgan, I just want to note that that rings a bell with you. Um, not that long ago in Ravenfall, there was some kind of like really big buzz about a huge sporting event. Not really your thing, but you're plugged in enough that you heard about some kind of huge big deal fight between the local pit fighting champion and the big dwarven pit fighting champion from the Rockspire Mountains, who was in town, and there was a whole kerfuffle about it because apparently some people betting on it tried to cheat, and
Mm.
the consort of the Countess, um, the Baron Langarian was implicated with the cheaters. Um, and there was like some other kind of big name pit fighter was like involved in the exposing of this. Um, and that was like an orc of some kind. And you realize maybe that was Oogna because this party was in Ravenfall. You found that out from Glorpa.
Mm.
Oh, okay.
So you're like, oh, maybe
You
Oogna is like a known in the pit fighting circles.
were you in Ravenfell recently?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Were you fighting?
No, no, I definitely wasn't supposed to be fighting. Yeah,
You weren't supposed to be though,
no.
but you
Well,
were.
I kind of had to help because they were cheating a bunch, and there was like all these mimics, and I thought it was just the arena, but it was actually mimics, so that wasn't fair. I like a clean fight. I like it when it's fair.
Oh, interesting. Mimics, huh?
Yeah, they had one that looked like a ladder. That was cool. I hadn't seen that before.
Oh, awful.
Also, they're really gross when you punch them. They're like squishy. Weird.
Are they like jellies?
No, because I fought
Like
jellies
bubble
before,
tea?
and they're like slimy. These are like a couch. Like if you punched a couch. Like if you went to punch a rock, but it was a couch.
Um, do you have to use like a special weapon like we did with like the brain bird things?
I just punched it real hard, and then it stopped.
Okay, okay.
I used my hammer.
Your hammer.
Is there
Oh,
any
yeah.
other? Is there any other specific information
Rumors?
that Morgan was looking for? I'm particularly thinking about like what you said before break. You were looking to get information about the other party members.
Oh, yeah, about their magic types, but I think I got the information that I could get out of
Cool.
Oogna about
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I mean, you'll also, if you don't stop her, you'll get a bit of a rundown of how pit fighting works, and it gets pretty technical. You can stop listening at a certain point.
She'll listen, because she probably plans to feature you on her stream.
Oh, cool. Good. Uh, do an insight.
That is a 16 roll.
Mm.
So that's a 25.
Yeah, that's real cool. So, while Oogna is talking about pit fighting, you get the rundown on the whole match, and it was like, yeah, they were cheating, but it takes almost no effort for you to pry out the secret that Oogna is very enamored of the pit fighter, who is the resident champion in Ravensfall, who is a tiefling called Nightmare.
Okay.
And that she's like she's the biggest star. She's so great. Like, and she's like real fast. I don't.
Was her name Nightmare or Basilisk? I thought it was Basilisk.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I remember.
I was gonna say like.
Of mine.
I was gonna say like, are you just into people with horns? Like, damn.
I mean, I don't know.
But basilisks don't have horns.
Nah. Except Basilisk does.
Oh.
Just little ones. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. She's real cool though. She's so cool. Like, she's too cool for me, honestly. And like,
why would you think that?
Nothing's gonna happen. She's just amazing.
But you're cool. Like, why would you?
Nah.
Why would you put a hierarchy on that?
That's a mud
kinda...
hollow.
So.
She's like a big city girl.
So.
So.
Some gods literally come from dirt, like.
Do they?
But they're still gods. Yeah.
Huh. You know
some gods had to be licked out of ice blocks by cows. Like.
Oh.
Hierarchies don't really exist unless we make them exist.
Huh.
And we can use them to our advantage. Like, you shouldn't be putting the person you like on a pedestal. Because that's kind of rude to them.
I guess. I don't know. Anyway, I told her I liked her and she didn't really say yes or no, so I kind of left real fast.
Like, how fast?
Like, we kind of had to run out of town.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you just have like an off and on thing.
Guess. I don't
like,
get by there very often, but maybe.
I mean, like, I don't know. I understand like all of the contracting stuff and like societal uses for marriage, but like, does everyone have to be a fucking mom and pop with 5 kids because only 2 of them will make it? It sounds really stupid.
Yeah, I didn't think about settling down yet. Like, I'm still, I got a few good years left in my career and can't really plan anything till I'm retired.
Mm-hmm.
Travel around too much. And then I got this whole adventuring side hustle going on, so like I gotta focus on that.
Gig economy is hard.
Right?
The gig economy is real hard.
Right?
Just juggling contracts and
I got a sponsorship deal though. Maybe that'll make me enough that I can like retire pretty comfy.
nice.
Yeah.
With who?
Wiggly Woggly's Wiggly Woggle Time Token Shop.
Okay.
It's on my jacket.
Oh, that's what that is.
Yeah,
okay.
It does
The
not
jacket-
say anything like Wiggly Woggle's.
What does the jacket actually say, Alina?
I don't remember.
Do you remember?
No.
We don't have Peter here to spin it off.
This is how I do this running joke is I read it once, and then I have not looked at it again, and I forget more of it every single time.
We'll have to get Peter to recite it to us next stream. But yes, that is a callback to John Kovalick's guest spot with his merchant Loxodon.
I will note now, I forgot to tell y'all before stream, but I have an embroidery machine.
Oh God.
And I just acquired the program so that I can make my
No.
own embroidery
Oh
designs.
no.
You're gonna make an embroidered patch
Oh
for
no. I may need to pay you to
for
make me a
Oogna.
patch, and then I will wear it to Gen Con.
Perfect.
So any more information exchange? Some of this we can sort of
Yeah.
do off stream if you want to sort of go. How much of Oogna's background does Morgan learn? Certainly, I'll quickly do a few greatest hits. You quickly ascertain that Oogna is actually significantly known in the world of professional pit fighting, which amounts to a dot of fame background on the character sheet. And you're pretty convinced that it was indeed the player characters that were being buzzed about in Ravenfall when that big match happened, which of course was kind of off your radar because you don't care about the big sporting events. But
Sport?
now you might need to look
Sure.
into it and be like, here, what else? What is there to know about these people? And yeah, you're able to glean that Copernicus seems to be some kind of demon summoning warlock. Although
That's not
very
how Oogna
little.
would put it, but yeah.
No, but
No.
that's
Correct.
Already kind of
Yeah.
got a whiff of
Yeah.
that. And you already had a pretty shrewd idea that Tromlin is at least part cleric,
Mhm.
and seems to have similar additional magics that you do from the satyr side of things. And you were already quite aware that Fetid was a ranger.
Yeah.
Because he's done quite a few rangery things.
Oh yeah.
So maybe
Super
leave that
helpful.
there.
Yeah.
And then that was the information during that was the pillow talk. So let's get back to like everybody's woken up and gotten themselves dressed. No sign of Fetid, no sign of Copernicus, no sign of most of the Quaggles, only the three remainder with you. The Quaggles are quite sick with hangover. Bert Picknuckle is like not really conscious, for example.
Oh, buddy.
And you find yourselves here in the catacombs. So I do believe you had been attempting to find your way deeper down to where you might actually encounter the Quagillithid when you encountered the attack on these Quaggles instead. And you're still in that same chamber. I mean, the little goo piles of the dead intellect devourers are still hanging about. Tromlin, you take a quick moment to investigate Oogna's bite marks from yesterday and find no signs of purple fungus. I will remind you that you did get Dionysus Avatar to do a restoration
Yeah.
on those wounds.
Nice.
Okay. That's good.
Oogna's very relieved that you don't have to chop off her foot.
So what's up? What's the plan?
Well, first off, I make a simple hangover breakfast for everybody.
Good.
Where are the short ones?
Yeah, did they not? I like looked under the piles of clothes and stuff, and I didn't find them.
Oh,
Is there a bucket anywhere?
Licto is gonna say, "Oh, what has happened? Where are our friends? Where is the great hero?"
Oh, you just got a fairy hangover. It happens sometimes.
Oh no, the fairies have stolen my friends.
No, the fairies have not stolen your friends. They're probably wandered off, easily distracted.
But we're still in danger.
Yeah,
Oh,
well-
tunnels.
Still got us. We're still here to help you, okay? Try to keep him from
You-
panicking.
You will protect us from the things.
Oh yeah.
We'll do our best. How about that?
How are you guys doing? Are you all like in one piece? You were getting kind of bit by those
Uh,
guys.
you'll recall that oh, sorry. When Dionysus did the lesser restorations, he did them on the injured quaggles as well.
Yeah.
Wazelgrot and Licto are both missing body parts from when they previously had been infected. Those injuries still look clean, although not fun.
Mm-hmm.
Wazelgrot is missing two fingers, or Licto is missing two fingers, and Wazelgrot has a missing foot with a little club peg lashed in place instead. Bert Picknuckle seems to have no injuries, but he's still unconscious. You nudge him with a foot every once in a while, he just makes moaning noises and leaves stains on your feet.
I'll whisper to Oogna, are these your F-word friends?
Oh, Quiggles.
To
Yeah.
clarify?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's okay. You could say it.
and then Morgan will like introduce herself. Hi, I'm Morgan the Satyr. Nice to meet you.
And as soon as you started talking to Oogna, the two of them, Licto and Wazelgrot, both go completely dumbfounded again as they are reminded that Morgan the Satyr is here.
In the sewers for some reason.
Yeah, my friends here have told me of y'all's plights. And yeah, we obviously want to help out, and I know it can be difficult finding work or making your way in life with injuries like you've sustained. So if you're interested, you could come on to my stream, and we can maybe see about doing some fundraising to get y'all some prosthetics. Uh, See if we can hook you up with somebody that can
Oh, I know a guy.
help
He made a foot for
build you
trade.
some limb. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Once we could probably do a stream somewhere down here, but the lighting isn't great, so we could do that some other time.
This is hilarious. Okay, so there's going to be you start talking about having a fundraiser stream for disabled quaggles.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to
GPs for
think of an
Quiggles.
acronym. And as you're having this discussion, in particular, I think Tromlin, I would like a perception roll. You're sort of a few steps apart from this conversation, making breakfast. So you've got the opportunity to perceive before it becomes a
10.
passive. Your perception is a +7, so that is your passive perception. Let me figure out where roughly we are in the. Okay, so as this conversation is going on, you just kind of carry on making some food for everybody, wondering what the hell has happened to half your party and how you're going to locate your grandpa. You're not super worried because at some point he's clearly gonna write to you in his book, and then you'll be able to talk back to him. But as these quaggles are freaking out about Morgan, and they're all talking over there with Oogna, you catch the sound of some skittering and scratching, which on your way down here you haven't thought twice about, because it's been as you've gone through the sewers, you've definitely heard rats moving around in the darkness here and there, so that's not unusual. But down here in the deeper catacombs, at least today, since you woke up from the stupor after the party, it's been deathly silent. So suddenly hearing rat noises, you're suddenly aware of it. You're kind of like,
Yeah.
and two things occur to you. One, why was it so deathly silent? Because it certainly wasn't further up. And two, what's happening now? Because this rat noise is getting louder and louder. And eventually you'll all hear it, but Tromlin hears it first.
I would alert the party to it immediately.
What do you say?
It's been deathly quiet, and I'm suddenly hearing scratchy sounds. Which could be rats, or could be something worse.
More than brain guys?
I'm worried about.
Oh,
I'm gonna look to the
grab my hammer.
walls to see if there is bloodlines, to see if maybe we might be about to be washed out of this place. And the rats are running from water, maybe?
Smart.
Because being underground and through different...
Roll me an investigation.
All of us are.
Just Morgan, who's for now.
Just
looking
a
at this.
6.
You have no bonus here. So
Yeah.
all you don't see any signs of anything. Just stone walls. You notice that there are gaps in the stones, like in most sewerways. So like there are definitely places where rats could be moving around down here. But I mean, your experience with sewers is minimal. You tend to avoid them. Everyone listening now that Tromlin has pointed it out, you can hear the skittering noises of rats in the darkness, but it is in fact growing quite louder and louder and louder, as though there are more and more rats, or they're coming this way, or both.
I would worry about what rats are running from, like possibly floodwaters. I mean, if we're in a waterway.
You aren't really. You're kind of one of these big, giant dungeon corridor type. I believe you were in a gigantic chamber of natural rock, with like carved tunnels coming and going from it.
I'm gonna get my net ready just in case it's more of the brain guys.
I'm gonna look for somewhere where I can hop up and avoid getting my feet ratted. Somewhere that isn't Oogna's shoulders, possibly.
Yeah.
I will make sure our other new companions are prepared.
Okay. Tell them, be ready for rats. They try to wake up Pickknuckle, and when he doesn't, they just kind of like position themselves around him as a defensive structure.
Actually, Oogna, can you put Pickknuckle on your back?
Oh yeah. Actually, I'll unclip Trey and just shove Pickknuckle into the Bjorn.
Into the baby Bjorn?
Yeah.
You just have kind of a stinky halfling.
Yep.
Shove. Whew.
If
Okay, so having
Trey can handle himself.
As you have all of this moment of readying yourselves, the noise gets louder and louder, and then from the side passages that lead out of this place, from like actually a couple of them, there is a veritable swarm of rats that comes tumbling out of crevices and tunnel ways. They are heading your way towards the main entrance that you've come through to enter this tunnel. But you also quickly notice that they don't look like ordinary rats. This swarm of rats are variously bedecked with bulging purple fungus patches, or even like almost like rotting and missing body parts. Like you see some that are the flesh is missing and it's just bones on their torsos. You see others that are missing one or more limbs, or they have a skeletal stump of a limb. You see a few full-on moldering rat skeletons amongst the swarm. All of this is covered in the purple fungus.
I'm gonna.
And the swarm is coalescing and heading your way.
I cast Entangle the second I see them.
Good.
Okay, trying to make an entangle between you and the swarm.
I'm gonna be like, Trey, don't eat these ones. No.
No, bad trait.
Not food. No.
I have a plan. My plan is to use Storm Sphere, but to the best of our abilities, get as many of them in there as possible.
I'm going to get an initiative roll to put everybody in sort of an order of events here.
Okay.
So I'm going to roll for the quaggles, and I'm going to roll for the rat swarm.
I'm last.
How do you know?
Because I rolled a 4, so I've got 6.
Well, that's still worse.
Yeah.
What do we got? Tromlin?
12.
Oogna 6. Tromlin 12.
I rolled an 11. I have +4, so 15.
So 15. Morgan will be going first. Followed by the swarm. Followed by Tromlin, followed by the Quaggles, followed by Oogna. Okay. So I give you guys a sort of readied, because you were kind of preparing, you heard these things coming, a round of readied action. So as soon as you see these streams of rats swarming into the giant chamber and in your direction, Morgan, you go first.
In the best position I can muster, I'm going to be throwing in Storm Sphere.
Nice.
20-foot radius sphere of whirling air.
Yep. 20-foot radius, 150-foot range.
Yeah. It remains for the duration, concentration up to a minute.
Yep.
Each creature ends its turn there must succeed a strength or take 2d6 bludgeoning. And
you
it's also difficult terrain.
Yeah, you can get 2 of the individual swarms within the sphere.
Okay.
So they automatically take damage. Strength saving throws. That's a good choice. They are not good at strength saving throws.
How many swarms are there?
So far, there's at least a few. You haven't really got enough of the. You haven't seen the end of them yet, so you're not sure how many there will be, because they're still streaming in through the crevices. So strength saving throws, they've strength 4. So this is not going to be great for them. And your DC is 17, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, I have rolled an 18 and a nat 20.
Oh, shit.
Which are going to fail because I think the 20 might be. No, 20 fails. Wait, do they need to equal your DC or exceed it?
I'm not sure. Let's see.
I think they need to equal it.
Must succeed on a strength saving throw.
Yeah, I'm just trying to remember if it's equal to or greater than. I'm pretty sure it's equal to. So they have -3 to strength save, which means the 18 becomes a 15, which fails. The 20 becomes a 17, which I think just makes it. Because your spell save DC is 17. So my nat 20 was the only possible roll that could have made it for the one. So the one swarm does not take damage yet. The other takes 2d6. Please roll your 2d6 damage.
Sorry, my bag of gummy bears is in the way.
Well, how are you supposed to roll dice?
That the cat has not moved. He's just like, yes, this is the best.
Yeah, he's getting bigger. He used to be able to fit in my shirt.
Oh.
That is a 5 and a 1.
6 damage to the swarm. Now, also on you get the ability to use your bonus action now that you have created this sphere to cause a bolt of lightning from the center of the sphere to hit one of these if you wish.
I will to the one that was undamaged.
Okay, so that's a ranged spell attack, which for you is a +7.
And the advantage if
9.
it's in the sphere?
Yes, because it's in the sphere, you get advantage on the attack roll.
Okay.
and you have a +9 to attack. I have a sneaking suspicion you're going to hit.
I
They
rolled a
haven't-
1 and a 16.
The 16 should do it.
Zorch.
They have an armor class of 13. So
And that's 46. A 6 and a 5. Oh, a 6, and then I drop 1. And a 2. 2 6s, a 5, and a 2.
2 6s, a 5, and a 2. So that's 14, 19 damage. So one of them has taken 6 damage, the other's taken 19. As a lightning blast from the center of this ball. So from the rest of you perspective, Morgan reaches out with the with the boba cup, shakes it at that area, and a eruption, this sphere of disturbed windstorm basically appears out of nowhere. There's some kind of like misty cloud to it, and there's like just wind howling in that space. And in fact becomes very hard to hear if you get too close to it, to the sphere. And the sphere is buffeting around a bunch of the rats. And then a lightning blast erupts from the center of the sphere and cannons through one of the swarms of rats, and a bunch of fried rats. Fried rat corpses and skeletons go flying in all directions. Next up are the swarms. The swarms are slowed by the sphere. So the 2 swarms going through the sphere are slowed down. It's difficult terrain. Other swarms are making better progress as they stream towards you. That's all they're doing because they have a significant distance to pass. Oh, sorry. No, I gave you guys a free round. So before that happens, Tromlin gets to go.
Was I
Because
able
you were
to
prepared.
cast my...
So that's what you're going to do, is put an entanglement. Your entanglement area, I'm just double checking, I believe
10 foot.
is a larger space than that. No, it's 20-foot square.
20 foot. Okay.
So you can only do it 90 feet from you, so they'll have to come a little closer before you, but they are heading your way.
Yeah.
And that should be enough to definitely put in the path of a couple of these. Where do you want to put it? The closer you put it to yourself, the more it's kind of a defensive structure. You know what I mean? Like the further away you put it, the more of the rats you're kind of getting at. But the rats are kind of funneling your way, like they're heading towards the tunnel that you're in front of.
I would say if I can put it about 20 feet from us.
So 20 feet in front of you begins the edge of the entanglement area. Correct?
Yes, that way you have a chance to swat at whatever ones don't make it through.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay.
The quaggles. The quaggles begin piling up some rocks to try and make themselves a little defensive space to hide behind. And that's basically all they're going to do, because they are not in a position to do this kind of crazy magic stuff and other fighting. Oogna.
All right. So the entanglement hasn't quite got all the space blocked off.
So you're in a pretty huge cavern.
Yeah, yeah.
So there's definitely lots of room around the entanglement area.
Gotcha.
So the entanglement area, as Tromlin casts his spell, a bunch of like vines erupt from the rock and become kind of a tangled mass in this 20-foot space between you and the oncoming rat swarms.
Gotcha.
There's still like a good 30 feet on either side of that could be used to bypass it.
Okay, so
But it's directly between you and where the
Yeah.
rats are coming from.
I'm going to stand in front of my friends, but on the other side of the entanglement from where the rats are, and just be ready with my net to catch any swarms that get past the entanglement. And taunt
We'll call
them.
that a held action.
Yeah. And I'll be like, hey, over here! Dumb rats,
Okay.
come bite me! And hopefully lead them into the entanglement.
top of the next round, because they don't get to go yet because you had this preparation.
Mhm.
So top of the next round starts with Morgan again. Your concentration allows you to keep the storm sphere going.
Mhm.
You can use another bonus action to do something with that lightning bolt, but you can also potentially cast other spells that don't require concentration with
Uh,
your action.
I think I will. I think I might lightning bolt.
I believe you can, because lightning bolt is an instant.
I think that's the most damage to things other than. Yeah. That will let me hit more than one thing. So I will lightning bolt, which is their save throws, I believe.
Yeah. Are you trying to catch the two slowed swarms that are going through your storm sphere?
The other ones.
Because the other swarms are more spread out. You wouldn't be able to get more than one.
Oh, okay.
Because each swarm is more than 5 feet wide, right? And the lightning
Yeah.
bolt's only 5 feet wide.
Um.
You could sort of pick one swarm that's coming out of a tunnel in the hopes that there's like a second swarm behind the first one, in which case they'd be in a line.
I will do that. Yeah.
Okay.
Um.
So you pick one of the swarms that you can see coming out of one of the tunnels, and you send 100-foot long Zorch of lightning that away.
Dex saving throw.
Yeah.
Let me grab.
Not going to make it. Not going to hit your 17. So full damage to the rats.
I need one more. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I don't have enough cute D8s. Here's one.
You know your damage is decent when you don't have enough dice.
Bless them. Bless them, Doopy. Bless the dice.
Aw.
3, 3, 3, 3. Another 3. A 4, a 1, and a 6.
It's 10, 11, and then 15. That's 26 points of damage. And the
how
smell
did
of
they make it?
fried dead rats. They did not make it, so they took full damage. That does not take out the swarm, but obviously a lot of them are dead. A lot of the individual rats are dead. You also have the bonus action if you want to Zorch that other lightning bolt from the storm
Definitely
sphere.
Zorching.
Lightning
Full
time.
Is that with advantage? Sorry.
If you want to hit one of the swarms that's in the sphere, you can.
Okay. Yeah.
Same one you hit before?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, fucking no. A 15 and an 11.
15 plus your bonus of 9 will definitely hit. So would have the 11, but so damage.
This is 5, 2, 3, and 3.
Oh, I'm just watching his little ears flick as you roll the
Sorry, what
dice.
was that?
Like,
5.
Noise.
What was the total there? 5,
5, 2, 3, and 3.
2, 3, and 3. 6, 7, 8. 13 more damage. 32 so far to the swarm. Lots of dead, undead rats. Okay. Next up is the swarms. So those two swarms that were making their way through the sphere are going to do their actions as dashes to try to deal with the fact that they're in difficult terrain. So they will make their way through. I believe your storm sphere does damage to them on their turn. When they end their turn in it, let me double check if they can move enough to get through it.
Creatures within 30 feet of the sphere have disadvantage on wisdom.
Yeah, they can't hear anything. They have
Yeah.
penalties on saving throws.
For the
Um,
sphere, when it appears
there's-
or when it ends its turn, there must succeed a
Yeah.
strength saving throw.
Speed
Or-
is only 15.
Yeah.
So if they dash, it becomes it just over comes the difficult terrain. So they can only move 15 feet through this 20-foot radius sphere in a turn. So they will still be within the sphere, which means they have to make strength saves to avoid buffeting damage. And this time I didn't roll any nat 20s, which is the only way, as we have established, that they could make that save. So roll your 2d6 damage to each of those two swarms.
Hell yeah.
And then next up is going to be Tromlin.
That's a 4.
4 damage to the first one.
Yeah.
And the second one,
Another 4.
2d6 gives you 4. 36. All right. Tromlin, it is your turn. There are various swarms charging towards your where you are and the entanglement field that you have put down in your way. But you can already see as the swarms are now getting out of the tunnels and coming towards you that there will be at least a couple swarms that are going to go right by it on either side as they all funnel your direction. So undead rat swarms heading your way. What do you want to do about it?
So the swarms that are going to will they pass us?
So yeah, well, no, because they kind of have to go through you. They also, you're not sure if they're just trying to get by to go to that other entranceway or if they're coming for you specifically.
Gotcha.
They are definitely coming your direction. And there's enough of them that they're not going to all funnel into the entanglement. They're going to kind of come towards it. So some of them will get right into it and some of them will go by.
So did I cast another entangle side by side?
No, because you can only concentrate on one at a time.
No, is there concentration?
It's a concentration spell.
I don't see concentration listed. Wait, hold on.
Am I wrong? Hang on, let me double check.
It's duration 1 minute.
For entanglement?
No, concentration up to 1 minute. It's concentration up to 1 minute.
Where are you seeing concentration at?
I'm looking at Roll20 spell description for entangle. First level conjuration, 90-foot range, duration, concentration up to 1 minute.
I'm looking at D&D Beyond, and I don't see any mention of concentration anywhere.
I'm looking at.
Maybe they're trying to appease to us.
Oh, there's a little C. There's a little C and a diamond.
C. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
D&D
Never mind. Right.
Likes their symbols instead of actually using words.
Fucking Christ, people.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure if I have any other spells that would really help. Is the problem?
I will remind you that. Well, actually, you know what? Make me a roll. Make me a. This would actually be a religion roll, which you're not great at, but I'm going to give you the roll.
Have my prayer beads renewed?
Let me roll for it because they recharge at a specific rate. Actually, let me double check that. But in the meantime, go ahead and make your religion roll.
I thought of a new comic for next game to have, or panel. I get an advertisement, which for some reason I'm drawn to. Undead fungal rat swarms in your area of effect.
Nice.
Good.
More likely than you think.
Nice. You what did you roll on that religion check?
Oh wait, I got it wrong. I rolled a 10.
With your adjusted, so you rolled a 9 plus 1. Although you know what, a 10 is probably like it's a very low difficulty, but this is not a high difficulty thing to make. I think I might give that to you.
Okay.
I will remind you that you're a cleric and that those appear to be some sort of undead.
Oh shit! Well, then I'll turn.
You just remember you're a cleric, basically. That's why I'm saying a difficulty 10 might not be that's probably good enough.
Okay, I didn't realize they were actually undead. I thought they were like constructs, or they're just infected.
Yeah, well, I mean, they might like the purple fungus thing is weird, so you're not 100% sure, but they definitely look like corpses. Like they're
Certainly
like
the
some of them are
skeleton
literal
ones.
skeletons.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's the case. Yeah, I'll happily.
And I can also confirm that yes, your prayer beads are all refreshed. They refresh per dawn. That's it.
Mm.
So you've got them all back.
Well, I don't
So what do you
have
want to do?
channel divinity, but I don't have destroy undead yet.
No, but you do have turn undead.
Okay.
Make them go the other way.
Let's see. So how do I turn undead?
So if you choose to turn undead, it only affects undead within 30 feet. So you might either want to move towards them or wait for them to move closer to you. They have to make a wisdom save or flee. Simple as that. Every undead creature in the range. So, for example, you could wait until some of them have come towards you and make them go back through the entanglement, or even you could go towards the ones that are coming through Raven's storm sphere and make them go back through the storm sphere. You have various
I'll the ones that
options.
are trying to go through the storm spear.
Okay, so you can move your 30 feet towards them.
Okay.
And those ones though are getting slowed down, so they're not out towards you yet. So maybe this is something to save. You got some time before they're close enough for this to be worth doing.
Okay, then.
So you could do some other things in the meantime if you want.
Gotcha.
Any spell that is non-concentration, you can cast while concentrating on a spell. So anything that has an instant effect, such as your divine attack spells. I forget the one that you always use.
Guiding bolt.
Guiding bolt. That's the one. Guiding bolt, for example, is a one-off.
I have a question.
Yep.
So I know in 3 and 3.5 edition, healing magic hurt undead. Does that still work?
Healing magic to hurt undead. Yes, that does still work. But I'll also point out that spells like guiding bolt do radiant damage, which undead are extra susceptible to. They take double damage.
Yeah, but I mean, guiding bolt will only hurt one.
These swarms are considered a single target.
Yeah.
Oh well, shit. Okay, that's why I hadn't been using it because I was like, well, shit. There's no reason. But
you are fighting a target or a monster called a corpse rat swarm.
Gotcha.
Actually, you're fighting several of them, but yeah.
All right, I'll do my ranged attack right now.
Go for it.
Hope a 17 hits.
It will. They only have an armor class of 13.
I'm casting this at a higher level, by the way.
Whew.
Do you want to hit a fresh swarm, or do you want to hit one of the ones that Morgan has injured?
Fresh swarm.
Okay.
Hit a fresh swarm.
Nice fresh swarm of dead things.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to cast this as a 3rd level spell.
Sweet.
66.
Yep.
What do we got here? 11. 17. 20 points of damage?
20 points of damage.
No, 19. 19. I miscounted. Sorry, 19.
Well, I'm going to double it because they're undead and that is radiant damage.
That's right.
So 38 points of damage to one of the swarms. A number of rats in that swarm disintegrate under the holy light of Lolth.
Also, anyone who attacks that swarm, it's advantage.
Oh, nice.
Yep. Yep. For the next round.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to do, Tromlin? With a bonus action?
I guess I'm just no. I can't think of anything really. Wait, no, there's I can't casting more spells.
Yeah, I think the only things you can do, like you can use a prayer bead to bless, but it would break your entanglement, so not worth doing.
No.
And then otherwise, things that are instant, like Misty Step is a bonus action, but like there's nowhere particular you want to go, right?
Yeah, I'm holding off for Misty Step until I get too close. Anyway.
Okay, so you can just like leave that bonus action there. Next up are the Quaggles, having dug themselves a little pit. They're going to like thoroughly hide themselves within it. And I don't. They're going to do nothing until there's like immediate danger, like rats near them. So I'll just kind of keep them in mind, but they don't need to do anything. So Oogna,
All right.
you are
They're all
up.
still too far away to do any hits on. So I think
Yeah, not unless you move towards them, but you
I'm gonna
can do that.
a commanding presence and try to draw them into the entanglement zone, but also
Oh, are you gonna
come towards
commanding
me,
presence
not
or
go around.
taunt? So
Okay.
taunting is what you're
Yeah,
trying to
I'm
do.
gonna taunt.
So you do have the ability to do a taunt. The range is within 30 feet, though.
That's true. There's probably not a lot of them within 30 feet.
No, but you have the ability to move towards them, and in fact, you could jump over the entanglement
Actually,
area. It's only 20
yeah.
feet, and you have your boots of jumping.
Why don't I do that? Can I jump up to the ceiling and upside
No,
down?
it's a huge
Yeah,
cavern,
that's
so
true. Yeah, that's
no.
true. All right, I will jump up ahead though and taunt them,
Okay.
and then
I'm
leap back
not even going to
quickly
make you
before
roll.
they get at me.
Your athletics is insane, so I'm not going to make you roll.
Can
You
I
leap
jump?
mightily over the entire entanglement area and land within 30 feet of the nearest rat swarm. And then you want to do a taunting?
Yep.
Go for it.
All right.
That doesn't take your movement because it was
performance?
just, or your action because it was just a movement.
Yep.
So taunt, choose a target within 30 feet. They have to make a wisdom save.
It is DC 13.
DC 13 wisdom save. Oops, that was
Versus,
popped.
it's my performance, right? Or is that intimidation?
No, you don't roll anything.
Oh, okay, cool.
They have to make a DC 13 saving throw.
Gotcha.
They are not great at wisdom saving throws. They have no bonus or penalty.
Yep.
Yep, and I rolled a 5.
Cool.
So they are not particularly now because they're undead, they're not like your taunting doesn't make them angry.
No.
But you have clearly made yourself like you're like, hey, rats!
Rats over here.
Look,
Yep.
high ground, high ground.
Yep.
And
And then I will use the rest of my action to jump back.
They're heading your way.
I am jumping back over the entangle pit.
Yep, I'm down with that.
All right.
Could you see Oogna doing that? I'm a buff baby. I can dance like a man.
Yep.
Yes.
Sweet. Morgan, you are next.
Cool.
You still have 2 rats in your storm sphere being impeded.
I will. I think I'm gonna Chaos Bolt, and then I will use my bonus action. So I'll Chaos Bolt one that is outside of my sphere, and then I will do the bonus action thing.
Go for it. Chaos Bolt, roll to hit, AC 13. The Chaos Bolt.
Oh, 17 on the dice.
You hit.
Nice.
And then
Next step.
2d8.
2d8, and remember, if you roll doubles, it matters.
All right. I rolled a 2 and a 4,
Not
which is
doubles.
either cold or force.
Which do you want?
I
Are
will
corpses.
go with cold. No, I'll go with force.
Okay.
And yeah, so that's a total of 6 on the dice. Oh, and plus a d6. 3 on the d6.
Okay, so 6 plus 3 is 9 points of damage.
And I've made multiple pretty big spells. I'm gonna request a wild magic.
All right, I will roll for the wild magic. 9 damage. Oh, you were hitting one that wasn't one of yours in Storm Sphere ones.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, let me roll. Oh no! Roll me your attack on the bonus action first,
Uh-oh.
Okay.
because this will be simultaneous.
That is a 9.
9 to hit on
9
the dice
plus.
roll.
9 on the
Yeah,
dice.
so that's 18. You hit.
Yeah.
So roll your damage. I assume that's one that's in the swarm still,
Yeah.
or
and
in
that
the sphere.
is 46.
4d6.
4. I'm using my cute
Oh, nice.
special.
Ooh,
Those are real
Thanks.
fancy.
One of them.
fancy. So fancy.
So that is a 6, a 5, a 4, and a 3.
6, 5, 4, and 3.
Yeah.
So that is 18.
Lightning damage, yeah.
Nice.
Yep. And then you turn into a potted plant. You turn into a big fern,
Mhm.
just with a poof of green smoke.
Oh no.
And you are going to do that for the until the start of your next turn. While a plant, you have you can't do anything. So for the rest of your turn, you can't do anything.
You are a plant.
Which doesn't really matter because you get this. You chain back at the start of your next turn, but it means that you can't use your reactions. And also, while you are a potted plant, you are vulnerable to all types of damage. And if you get to 0 hit points, your pot breaks. So not good.
More
So
importantly,
also, you lose your concentration in the
Damn
storm
it!
sphere
Yeah.
dissipates. Yeah. Potted plants are notoriously bad at concentrating.
that's
They're
understandable.
really good at it. That's all they do.
You would think, yeah.
The swarms go next. Now that they are no longer in a storm sphere, those 2 swarms are going to motor a full 30 feet and come to the edge of the entanglement area. The one that you taunted, Alina,
Yep.
was the one that Tromlin hit, or sorry, no, that's going to be the one that hasn't been damaged yet.
Right.
That one is moving directly towards you,
Perfect.
which means they also have to go through the entanglement area, leaving 2 others that are damaged that are going to go trying to go around the entanglement area. And that's all they can do this turn because even with a full dash, they only move 30 feet. So none of them are in the entanglement area yet, but a lot of them are coming near it or next to it. And that's where they will be next turn. So they are basically around 40 feet, 40 to 50 feet away from you guys.
Chris said at least you didn't turn into a bowl of petunias, but we didn't specify what kind of potted plant.
Sure. It's
I
a bowl of
realized-
petunias.
Yep.
I realized what it would be, actually.
Oh.
It would be like a tiny, like bonsai level vineyard of tiny grapes.
Aw.
Oh no.
It's got like the little trellis holding up the vines.
You turn into tiny grapes.
Tiny grapes.
Tiny
Okay.
grapevine.
So next up is Tromlin again.
Are they through yet, or are they just now
They're-
entering it?
They are just at the edge of it. So as I was just saying, 2 of the 3 swarms are now lined up with your entanglement and are about 10 feet from it, and therefore about 50 feet from you guys. All 3 of those swarms are heading straight for it. And then there is an additional swarm on either side of it that are going to go by it. All of those 5 swarms are about 50 feet from you guys and closing.
Of
40
the
to
3
50.
swarms, the three swarms heading towards it directly.
Heading towards your entanglement.
Are any of them undamaged?
Yes, one of them is undamaged.
All right.
Stack some damage on that guy.
Basically, I'm doing the same thing at third level, guiding bolt.
Zorch,
That's nice.
armor class 17, or sorry, 13.
Oh yeah, I rolled an 18 before even attacking the
You're great.
bonus. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, one more. I rolled. Hold on. One of the dice I rolled was the wrong size. Rolled a d12 to a d6. That does not help.
It's very different.
Yeah, it's a very different thing. 17. That is 20 doubled, 40. I mean, that uses up my third level spells, but
That's a lot of damage.
What was the total?
double to be 40.
Nice. Full 20 damage, doubled to 40. Sweet.
How's that swarm looking? I'm sure that's many dead rats.
Yep. And after Tromlin, Oogna,
All right.
who are up.
The rats are still coming this way.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
You're within leaping distance of attacking them, but then you would be on the other side of the
yeah. I'm
entanglement
gonna taunt one of the swarms that's coming around and see if I can bring it this way.
as well.
Yeah.
All right, saving throw.
Yep.
Nope, they're good. I rolled a 19.
Oh, okay. These rats are very determined.
Or just not sure what you're doing
Yeah.
as
And
you
then
like
I'm
taunt
gonna
them.
move that
Hey.
way, but like not through the entanglement, obviously. Move to sort of intercept them on the other side of the entanglement with my net and just hold on there.
Okay. You're placing yourself still with the entanglement between you and the taunted rats.
Yeah.
But towards the side where the ones that are going to go by are.
Yeah, so they can't get past
Gotcha.
my friends.
Gotcha.
That's it for me.
Okay. Sounds good. All right, next is back to Morgan. You cease being a potted plant. Poof, another big cloud of green smoke. And you're back.
No.
You find yourself just sitting on the ground, like with your legs straight forward.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And you're like, and you go and spit out like some leaves.
All right. Well, we'll stand up as my move action. Gonna dust myself off a little bit. And then I'll lightning bolt some rat swarms.
You got knocked right on your aster.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god.
Okay. If you take a step or so to the side, you can do a straight down the middle lightning bolt that will miss Oogna.
Okay, I'll do that.
Because I assume you don't want to hit Oogna. And
yet.
that should hit
Yeah.
2 of the swarms coming towards the entanglement area.
Okay. It's a dex saving throw.
Yep. I'm saving to see if either of them take half damage. One of them will take half damage. Or wait a second. Let me double check. I'm remembering a bonus to save that seems higher than it should be. I'm just going to double check. Nope, it is +3. Yep, they saved. So one of them saved and one of them did not. Give me some damage.
All right, we got 3 5s, 2 3s, and 2 2s.
2 3s and 2 2s is another 10. So that's 15, 25.
Perfect.
I think I'm missing a die here. That's
We're
only
missing a
7 dice.
Oh,
Shouldn't you
okay.
have 8?
I missed a die. Hold on. Oh, it's because I dropped one when I was holding Doofy.
right.
Kill
6.
them all.
Nice. So 25 becomes 31.
Ooh.
So one of them takes 15 and one of them takes 31. I'm going to randomize.
Nice.
Okay, one of the two swarms is fried completely. It's the swarm that you hit a bunch of times in your storm sphere, and now you fry them with this lightning bolt when they're done.
And I don't know. It's just careful. Never
Yeah, you got a
mind.
bonus action left, but I don't know if there's anything you can do with it.
No.
Okay. Next up are the swarms. Okay, so the other swarm that you hit with the lightning bolt is badly damaged, but is about to charge into the entanglement. So they have to save to see if they get entangled. And it's difficult terrain even if they don't. They are entangled. Then there is a second swarm that Oogna is taunting in that direction. They are also entangled. So a whole bunch of undead rats are now getting tangled up in these plants and vines and things. The other two groups are continuing to move forward, and this is going to put them into range of various things. So they are now like right in front of you, Oogna. They're
Perfect.
heading straight towards you as they swarm down the side of this pile of vines. The ones on and then there's another group on the other side of the entangling vines heading towards the rest of the group. They were dashing, so that's their full movement and actions. But you are about to be over swarmed by many, many undead rats. Tromlin, you're next. You are within like 10 feet of a big swarm of rats coming towards you.
I guess this is the time to try to turn.
If you would like to,
Yeah, I will attempt
I will
to turn.
make a saving throw. So that costs one of your channel divinities. You do have 2 because you have an extra one from your talent. What's the saving throw? Is it a set or is it your DC? It's probably your DC.
Let me look. Channel
I am
Affinity.
looking.
Wrong thing.
Turn undead, channel divinity. Present you. So as an action, you present your holy symbol and speak a prayer censuring the undead. Each undead that you see or hear within 30 feet of you makes a wisdom saving throw. If they fail, they are turned for 1 minute or until they take damage. So you don't have to concentrate on it. That's nice. A turned creature must spend its turns trying to move as far away from you as it can. And it cannot willingly move into a space within 30 feet of you. And it can't take any reactions. The only action it's allowed to do is to dash away from you. There's no mention, so it must be your spell save DC, which is 15, I believe. Yes.
Yes.
So wisdom save, no bonus or penalty. Oh, I rolled a 14, which is 1 shy, and they have no bonus. So
Good.
that'll do it. So that swarm. So as a giant swarm of undead rats that Tromlin has previously zorched with some guiding radiance, comes screaming up next to this entangling field of vines, heading straight towards Tromlin. He takes a step out towards it, pulls out his holy symbol of Lolth, speaks a hissing prayer of censure against the dead, and the entire swarm of rats turns and begins fleeing away with a series of high-pitched squeaks away from Tromlin.
Good.
That'll last for a minute. They have no movement left this round, so the same distance from you, but they are now moving away from you. Very good. Oogna, you're up. You have a swarm of rats in front of you also.
I would like to net this swarm of rats.
Okay. You throw a net at a swarm of rats. Roll to hit.
Mm-hmm.
Armor class is 13.
Probably unnecessary. That was a nat 20.
You hit. your net lands on top of the swarm of rats.
Yep. I don't do extra
The
damage.
swarm of rats. The swarm of the so that's one hand.
Yep.
You have a second hand
I got a rat smashing
in which you are
hand.
holding a hammer.
Yep. I'm gonna do some smashing of some rats.
Okay. So I will point out that the rats are not entangled by your net because they are smaller than the holes in your net.
Oh, right.
So they are going right through it.
That makes sense to Oogna. She's like, I got a net. It's great. I can trap things in nets. Throw on rats. It didn't work.
This is where I'm
Yes.
picturing like almost like a video game situation where you're like, right, monster, rat swarm,
Yes.
throw net at monster,
Yes,
rat
correct.
swarm. Wait a second, rat swarms are made of rats.
Mhm.
The rats go through the net.
It's a
So
rat colander.
Right.
you were picturing it
Yes.
as like one big monster and you
Yeah.
throw a net on it and then it
Yeah,
just
I-
goes
I
through the
just put it
net.
in
And you're
the
like,
net and it's
oh,
fine.
oh, that's what
Correct.
rat swarm
Yeah.
means.
Correct.
But now you have a hammer in your hand and you've got rats coming at you and you can take one step and you're amongst them. You can start
I'm gonna
pushing them.
mash some rats.
Mashed rats coming
Some
right up.
Mashed rats going on.
Mashed dead rats.
Mhm. I am assuming that a dirty 20 hits.
It does.
Perfect. Let's
Roll
drop
your damage, please.
a point of rat smashing superiority dice onto that.
Sure.
So that's one of these and one of these, and I'm only rolling a d8 because I am doing this one-handed because I needed a hand for my
Yep.
net, but I still get my superiority die, which is going to net me 8 damage plus another 7.
15 damage?
Yeah.
Okay. And you have another action.
I do.
And you're still holding a hammer.
I'm still holding a hammer.
Would you like to use it again?
Let's use that again.
You did roll that on one-handed damage, right?
Yes.
D8, not D10? Okay.
I
But now you have a second action.
I rolled another nat 20.
Well,
Nice.
this
This one's not wasted.
gives you double damage.
Yeah. So let's do that again. I'm
gonna make it easier on you.
Yeah.
You're now using it two-handed. That's a D10.
Sure.
Well, roll your damage without a superiority die first.
Sure,
Tell me
sure.
what you roll.
An 8.
All right.
Plus
You don't need to
7.
waste your superiority dice.
Sounds good.
Doubled because it's a crit. You basically take your hammer upside down and use it like a potato masher and just mash all the rats that are as they stream through
It's
your.
very comedic for people because Oogna's waiting there with the net, and she's been waiting there for like several seconds, and then they get close, and she goes, "Huh!" And then the rats just swarm through the net, and then she goes, "Ah! Smash, 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 smash!" And then they're dead.
And you're like stomping. You're like using bonus actions to kick. You're just like stomp, mash, crush, and just demolishing this swarm of
I use a
rats.
free action to look back at my friends and go,
It worked.
"I did it!
That was my plan all
I
along.
got it!" That's it.
Okay, Morgan, you're next. The rats that were swarming around the entanglement area towards you and looking
Yeah.
quite dangerous. On one side of the entangling vines, Oogna is just mashing rats to death. On the other side, Tromlin is stepping forward, glowing with holy light, and the rats are fleeing.
Okay. Are those the only rats left?
All the other rats are within the vines,
Okay.
streaming towards you, but like having a lot of trouble. And many of them are like tangled up and not moving at all.
I like the
Okay.
difference
Can
in
you
Oogna
light
and
the vines on
Trollin's
fire?
tactics.
You
Can I
zap
get
them.
can I get to within 10 feet of those rats in the vines?
Not without entering the vines and risking entanglement yourself. You could actually wait a second. Yes, you can, because you can jump over.
I was gonna say,
you got a
I
ring of
could jump
jumping.
jump down onto it, yeah.
You could jump over top of the entangling vines and be on the other side, which means you'd be right behind the tangled rats. What are you looking to do?
Oh, thunder step.
Gotcha.
Nice.
Oh, in that case, you could go right into. You could just use
Yeah, I
your
was gonna
jump
say.
and in the middle of the rats. In the middle
I
of
will
this,
be extra, and I will jump into the vines.
You jump amid the swarm of rats,
Yeah.
and then thunder step out.
Yeah.
All right.
So I'll jump to ahead of them in the entanglement, and then
Yeah, you
I
can
will
use-
use thunder step.
Your ring of jumping you can use with a bonus action. So you do your like leap, and like as you've seen before, the rest of you, Morgan does this like graceful boing, and leaps impossibly far, as though she's extremely light, and then lands daintily in the middle of the swarms of rats in the masses of entangling vines, and then explodes.
Oh yeah.
And there's a crack-thoom of thunder, satyr.
3d10. That's a 12. This is a 10. This is a 10.
I'm trying to remember if they save for half. Yes. Sorry, they make save for half. They Constitution save for half. So go ahead and roll your 3d10. Oh, what level are you casting this at?
I already used my 4, so it'd just remain the 3.
I mean, you can move points around, right? Remember your sorcerer.
Oh yeah, I'll do it at higher level then.
You could cast it as a 4 if you want to. Let me just double check the exchange rate. Third level spell slot gives you. Yeah, so a third level spell slot can be made into a fourth level spell slot by spending 1 sorcery point.
And that's an extra d10.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So if you spend 1 sorcery point, your second of the day, so you got lots, you can indeed do this.
Worth it. I got a 10.
Nice.
So that's a 10, a 4, a 1, and a 2.
Nice.
A 10, a 4, a 1, and a 2. So
Yeah.
15, 17. And they save for half. Neither of them have made their saves. They don't have con bonus. So just straight up 17. One of them, like a lot of the rats explode. And there's not a lot of rats left
Nice.
in there. Oh, actually, no. All of the rats in there explode. That's exactly 55.
Nice.
Nice.
No, so Morgan leaps in the air, bing, and lands daintily, doop, in the middle of the entangling vines where all the rats are held, and then Morgan explodes and reappears in a puff of like ozone back where you guys are.
Right.
And the crackling, echoing thunder like hurts your ears. But all of the rats in the area of the entanglement are like bloody patches or splintered bones and bits of dead rat material. And there are only like a couple of straggler rats here and there, and the ones that are fleeing from Tromlin. And that is all that remains. That swarm is going to act by fleeing, because that's all they're allowed to do for a full minute. And Tromlin, you're next. You have some rats fleeing from you, and that's it.
That's all that's left? The one that's fleeing?
Yep. Other than a few random strays that I'm not worrying about.
Okay. I mean, I guess I could try to zap the ones running away.
Up to you.
Just guiding bolt them.
I kind of want them to be dead.
Yeah.
Don't want them running around.
I'm just if you want to notch off a slot because it's in radiant damage, I'm just going to call it
Done.
and we can jump out of combat time.
Yeah.
Okay, so Tromlin drops the entangling vines. There's like a couple of random rats here and there, which the quaggles like go and stab with their little pointy sticks. And Oogna continues to dance on whatever's left until nothing moves. Like you keep pounding the ground with a hammer and stomping for much longer than necessary, and eventually you stop panting as you're like, okay, nothing moving.
Gross.
Okay.
Gross.
Meanwhile, Tromlin like takes a little few steps after the fleeing undead, still brandishing his symbol of Lolth, and points a finger and lances out another guiding bolt of light, which lances through them and lasers a bunch of them dead. They only have 15 hit points left, so with your doubling, I'm not going to worry about it. You you finish them off with the guiding radiance of Lolth. You even have advantage to hit them because you hit them last time. And I'm going to roll for a particular effect, which can only affect a couple of you. So those of you who were in direct contact, please roll me a Constitution save.
Oh.
So Oogna and Morgan. Tromlin never got close enough.
Is 19 sufficient?
Yes.
Okay, good then.
DC 16.
I'm good then. I rolled a 13. I've got a +6.
No.
Come on,
What is con
Morgan.
bonus?
Oh, what did you roll? I can look it up for you.
9.
+5 for
Can
Constitution.
I
You're
have
actually pretty good at that.
guidance?
That's 14. No, because you don't. Guidance doesn't work on saving throws.
Okay.
There's a separate
Right.
cantrip for that.
Right.
But don't worry about it. Nothing happens immediately anyway.
That's
Ooh.
not comforting. We're fine. Everything's fine. Why would you ask?
Honestly, it's not going to matter too much with this particular group, but okay. So, having mopped up the last of these undead rats that came screaming at you, you now have to decide where you're going to go from here. You've lost your ranger. You have no fetid. Licto will tell you when you explain that fetid was trying to lead you to the source of all of the badness so that you can end it, and having witnessed what you just did, Licto is very happy to guide you further into the depths. He would not be persuaded at any price to go back down there, except that he's actually like, okay, that was a lot of bad things and you killed all of them. A lot.
Maybe you can kill this
You
thing.
are good at this. No, he's completely convinced that you will make short work of the Quagillithid. You're the best. You're super powered. You're
We're
heroes.
very good at fighting
like
things
Fetid.
that attack our brains. Yes, correct.
Yeah. So he is going to lead you, and he picks a particular tunnel, the one that Morgan sent the lightning bolt up. And he says, this way. This is fastest way to go further down. And leads you down this tunnel. I'm just going to wrap up here pretty quick. So the tunnel leads in a winding path, spiraling deeper and deeper. There are branches off of it every so often, not like full turns, but like natural caverns. So it quickly becomes evident that without your guide, you would be horrendously lost. But he keeps leading you spiraling downwards. And eventually, after he leads you past a couple of areas he says are fairly dangerous, he gets to a region where he's pretty cautious and is leading you very slowly because he's like, it's a very bad place, getting dangerous. And I'd like everyone to roll me perception.
3.
Excellent. You distract everyone else.
I notice nothing.
11 on the
Rolled
dice.
a natural 1.
Okay.
Plus
And
6.
11 on the dice, plus 6, 17. So Morgan might catch. So what's going to happen is, as Licto says, very careful, very dangerous. He says that, and then he takes another step, and Morgan hears a faint click.
Oh no.
But before Morgan can say anything, there is a hideous rumbling and screeching noise in the walls. I need a dex save from everybody. Morgan gets advantage on the roll.
Oh no. Do I spend a point
The
on
DC is quite high, so
Well, I rolled a nat
you
1,
could
so
Oh, honey.
Yeah.
I also did.
Oh no.
I was
you have
actually thinking.
advantage. Morgan has
actually
advantage, so roll twice.
I rolled a 1 and a 2.
Oh no.
Oh, Jesus.
Youch.
I was thinking that my reaction would actually be to Dimension Door.
Mm. But you just stand there and get
But I don't know if I can.
smushed by the wall or something.
I don't think
will.
I have
If
time
you
for that.
spend an inspiration, I will give you that.
I will. I think there's a way that I can
So
take more than
normally
one
Dimension-
person. Does that mean I
in
have
this
to take-
particular case, you won't have time to do that.
Okay.
Dimension Door takes an action normally. It's not something you can do with a reaction, but if you spend, because of that spectacularly bad roll, but spending an inspiration, I'll give it to you. Actually, no. Spend inspiration and take a wild magic.
Okay.
Cool.
Sold? Okay.
Can
me
I,
to roll?
And then
can I spend a reaction to switch spots with Lick's toe? So he's gonna get bad stuff happen to him, and I want him to not. And that's why I take full damage.
if you spend inspiration, yes.
Sure.
And Tromlin, what is your roll?
22.
A total of 22?
Well, 22, yeah.
So you're going to make it.
Should I
Now, this
still
would
roll?
normally reduce the damage. No.
Okay,
This would
just
normally reduce. Yeah, this would normally reduce damage for Tromlin. Well, no, I'll just go with that. So there is a rumbling and screeching, and then the entire bottom of the the tunnel that you're walking along suddenly falls away, like it's made of two sets of swinging trapdoor that basically fall away on either side. And below there is a pit of bubbling slime, and the screeching noises immediately becomes evident as weird tentacly purple fungus tendrils come shooting out of the wall, and this you get the impression that this falling away is almost natural. It's not like a full-on trap, but more like something has burrowed away and you have alerted it, and in its movements it has like stopped supporting the floor. And so Tromlin and Oogna and at this stage now awake and walking around, Bert Picknuckle and Wazelgrot the goblin all fall in. Morgan, you dimension door to back up the tunnel just beyond where this began. But you'll need to mark off another spell slot.
Yeah.
And that'll cost you another a third slot, because you don't have any fourth levels left.
Oh,
That's
you
a third
spent
level plus a sorcery
An
point.
inspiration as well? I think I forgot to mark
Inspiration, yeah.
it. Okay, cool.
Yeah, both of you did.
Yeah.
And then Oogna, I will let you. Actually, if you want, you can do both goblins because you got two hands and double
Yeah,
fighting style.
let's get them out of
So
here.
your inspiration spend plus your maneuver that does this.
Yeah.
You grab the two goblins and fling them backwards as you fall.
Yeah.
So they go flying because they're tiny compared to you. So they go flying up the corridor over Morgan's head as she steps out of the dimension door. Wow. And they tumble back up. Maybe take a little, like a point or two of damage from falling, but they don't fall in the pit. So in the pit is Bert Picknuckle, Oogna wearing Trey, and Tromlin. Tromlin made his saving throw, so I gotta make a note of that.
Yeah.
Because he is going to be in a less bad position than the rest of you when we start next game.
Yay!
As you all suddenly realize that, like, there are probably a lot of traps down here, and the only reason you haven't encountered one before this is Fetid.
Fetid, where are you?
Oh, and actually a final note of kind of fun as that happens. Morgan, you step out of the dimension door, and when you went into the dimension door, it was you panicking and jumping in space. You had a moment as the floor fell away where you kind of like sat in the air doing this, like Wile E. Coyote, and then you went, cast my spell, and then you step through the dimension door, and when you come out the other side of the dimension door, you have the fairy cat on your shoulders, who's yawning and pretending to be bored.
Okay.
And like watching the two goblins fly over its head with kind of detached amusement.
Mhm.
And I'll reveal that the chat chose in the poll the consequences of being of partying with the Fae, which could have been and very nearly was a fairy curse.
Ugh.
Ooh.
No.
Second place was some of your magic items would have been swapped for counterfeit ones, at least temporarily, by the Fae. And the third was you are being stalked by a fairy cat, and that was the one that
That's
won.
fine. All right.
I'm fine
Well,
with
it's
I'll take it.
it's fine for certain values of stalked,
Yeah.
and we'll learn more about what those values are in the future.
We've got bigger problems.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you got a big slime pit and a bunch of purple fungus tentacles
It's
to deal
not
with in the meantime.
first slime pit I've been in this month.
The cat reappeared on my shoulder as I dimension doored away from a trap.
Yeah.
Like literally, you dimension door away, so you step through like the fairy mists to move from one place to another, and on the other side, you've got a cat on you now.
Cool.
It's like you just went through the fairy mists, and the cat was like in there and sort of went, "I'm gonna just step onto your shoulders as you pass by."
You're like, okay, I guess.
A human, it is a thing for me to stand on as I want to get to over there.
A human.
You're human adjacent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember, satyrs aren't a race in my setting. They
Oh,
are
that's true. That's true.
humans that have been touched by the Fae and made, or not humans. You could be another race that just was transformed into a satyr-like thing.
Can you imagine an orc satyr? Just a very beefy satyr.
Yep. You could have you could have a big beefy satyr. It could be a little halfling-sized satyr. Who knows? Same thing with tieflings, because I like the idea that you can be like, I mean, you make a pact with evil and become a tiefling. You know, it doesn't matter
How you started.
where you started. Yeah. Okay. So that's it for tonight.
Hey.
Join us next time. I'm not 100% sure when that's going to be because 2 weeks from now I have a meeting. So we might do it 3 weeks from now. Instead, I'll send around a
Yeah.
poll to our player base. It's either going to be like the other option we do 1 week from now instead, which might be a little quick, or we could play on a different night.
We'll
Those are the other options.
post about it on
Or
the
shift the
Discord and
time.
tweet about it and all
Yeah.
that stuff. So
Yeah, I'll check
let you know.
I'll check the exact meeting times because it could be the sort of thing where we just push the start time back an hour or so.
Mhm.
I can't remember when that meeting ends.
Lane, roll me a d20.
Yes. All right. How many did we get subs? I don't know if the 5 sub thing happened this game.
Like, just someone resubbed.
Yeah.
I saw one. Okay, but we still have subs that are going to roll. I rolled a 5. Subscriber number 5 is
AHMMOND.
Oh.
AHMMOMD.
That's Aiden Hammond.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, she'll be pretty hyped.
Rad.
Yeah.
Sweet. Aiden Hammond is going to
Who's gonna get
receive
that twerking picture?
artwork.
Yeah.
Hooray.
That is Jan 20.
Okay.
There.
Oh, and
Yeah,
speaking of the
unfortunately-
Discord as well, I've done some contract work over the past year. Secret NDA consultations stuff with wizards. We won't talk about it. But part of being able to do contract work with them, I got the exclusive Christmas magic card, and it finally just came in the mail.
So fancy.
And I posted pictures in the general
So
of the little
fancy.
Christmas card I got and the card that came with it.
Excellent. I have posted a link to the Discord for those who might have missed it earlier. So please do come and join us in the Discord so you can see all that kind of cool stuff, which we will continue to post and share, including the horrors of the Perny
there'll
fanfic.
be more.
Indeed. And Red Chris, unfortunately, my unplanned meetings are pseudo-planned. We just were at the start of term and they had not yet scheduled all of our chairs meetings. And now they are scheduled. And of course, they chose weeks that fall when I was doing our alternating trash heroes. So now I have to correct for another semester. And then we'll be fine for the rest of the semester. And then we'll be screwed again when the next one comes along, as they inevitably
Of course.
mess with my schedule again.
Yeah.
Hooray!
Hooray.
Only a year and a half left of being chair, and then I will fucking not do that anymore.
Ever. Maybe.
I have been asked by several people if I want to do another term, and I have laughed in their faces. So, anyone have anything they want to shout out?
Yeah, I am part of a new Cypher System actual play on Altered Echo Archives. I'll post a link. But we had our first game last week. The VOD of it should still be up. And if it's not, it'll be up on YouTube. But it was so much fun. I can't wait for the second game. Cypher's just really cool. If you haven't checked it out before, come watch that next weekend. It should be Sunday at noon Pacific and 3 Eastern. So, yeah, it was very fun. There's a link.
And that is good fun.
Yep.
If you don't know the Cypher system, it's the Monty Cook Games rule system, which is really neat. Alina has done what, 3 Cypher system Monty Cook projects?
Yeah, only one Cypher System specifically, but 2
Monty
other.
Cook
Yeah.
related things. Anybody want anything else to shout out? I know
I don't have a
Randy would
link
like you to
for it.
read Popeye.
I don't have links for it, but I will be doing 2 different shows around Revolver time, which is end of May, start of June. One of which involves pinatas. The other one involves free live printed artworks that you can take away with you.
And this is local in Vancouver?
Yeah, this will be in Vancouver.
I've seen
Those
some
are
of the pinatas, and they are amazing.
They're pretty fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be at the Colch or Progress Labs in partnership with Rumble Theater, and
We'll have to get some
up in the
links
air.
for upcoming
Yeah.
games.
Hell yeah.
And Randy, tell these people where they can find your many different comics now.
Somethingpositive.net and comicskingdom.com/Popeye every Sunday. And actually, what's the other one?
The actual URL for the other one.
comicskingdom.com/olive-Popeye.
Olive-Popeye. Hooray! That's my terrible Popeye impression from the cartoons.
I'll plug
All
my
right.
boyfriend. I'm also going to plug my boyfriend. He does Animation Celery, which is
I mean, what
a
you do in your
cartoon-
private
yeah.
time. Oh, sorry. I see what you mean.
He does a podcast with his best friend talking about different cartoons, and they do different themes. So it's on all podcasting places. Animation Celery.
Nice.
And I'll plug my science. Wait, no. Science is cool. There. That's my
It is.
plug.
It's rad. It's
All
good.
right, everybody.
Good job.
Thanks for joining us. And we will be in contact with the community as to when the next game is. But
Yeah.
soon.
Soon? Question mark?
Hi, everybody. Thank
See
you.
ya.